Hey guys, the X's and O's with Extra Mile. How are you guys doing today? Christy, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. Guys, we are excited for our podcast. We're excited to have our guests join us. We've been just anxiously waiting for this guest because they have some amazing things that they're doing. We'll have a great intro to this guest as well. We also have a special guest with us that's joining us with this podcast. So we are excited to have them join us. So we are going to quickly get started. So let me go ahead and get this going here, and then we'll get started with them. All right, guys. Hey, how are you guys? Tyler's joined us now. So we're awesome to have Tyler and Christy both here. We are going to get our guest on here. I was trying to get this to join here, but it doesn't look like I'm able to get this to go live here. So, all right. Well, looks like we're going to have to just kick that to the side. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get our guest on. We're excited to have our guests here. We're going to get them on here. And Christy, you want to do a little intro, a little talk of who we got bringing on to the...
Yes, we are bringing on Christian Woodland from BioBombs. I know that Christian has made an impact and a splash in this detailing industry. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him, and his products are absolutely insane. So welcome, Christian Woodland.
What's going on, everybody? Back to where it all began, huh?
We got it. We actually
with some new faces, but you know.
I love it. I love it. And we've got our special guest, which is back to the original as well, Mr. Nacho Man. He has joined us as well. We couldn't do it without having Nacho. Nacho was one of the original and founders of bringing BioBombs around and about with the detail community and social media. Nacho had a massive impact on that aspect of bringing BioBombs about and introducing them to many of the detailers, such as myself as well. And at that point, we were honored to have that opportunity. So we appreciate you guys coming with us and enjoying the time this evening with us, Christian and Nacho. We know that there's a lot going on with BioBombs and all the things you guys got going on, and Nacho with your family. So thank you very much for joining us and spending the evening with us. So, but we'd like to do an intro video, just a little bit about Christian and BioBombs. So I'm going to play that real quick, and then we'll jump into the party here.
Appreciate it.
Hope you guys can hear it here.
You're going to have to open the door this time, baby. All right.
Let me know if you hear it. Hopefully it goes well.
Yeah, because she's not allowed to touch the door. I touched that.
Was it the BioBomb?
You gotta take a BioBomb.
Christian Woodland is the founder and owner of BioBombs, a company that specializes in creating innovative odor eliminators for cars and homes. Woodland's products have gained recognition for their effectiveness in neutralizing odors, particularly in automotive settings. His company, BioBombs, has become a significant player in the car detailing industry with growing popularity among professional detailers and consumers alike. Let's meet Christian Woodland.
Man, listen, you guys got me tearing up right now. You better knock it off with all.
Yeah. Bio bombs.
Bio bombs,
That
baby,
was-
on and way to go. Bio bombs, man. Christian, you have been an inspiration, inspiring to so many people. I've been honored to have the relationship and get to know you as a person, and at the beginning stages as well, when you got onto the social media side with Nacho. Nacho has been an incredible advocate as well for biobombs, and like I said earlier, Nacho was the one that introduced me to biobombs. So I think Nacho probably can remember our first opportunity that we had on our podcast, and on the platform where we were able to have an incredible time with us and really kind of getting to know biobombs. And at this point now, you look back and you're like, holy smokes. Nacho, I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, thinking about where biobombs started and where it's at right now.
Hey, look, I needed a solution to a problem. And my biggest thing was bringing something that not just I can use, but others can use as well. And I saw what was on the market. I tried products, and all of them failed. All of them failed to impress me and do what they said they were going to do. I was determined to find something. And lo and behold, I found bio bombs, and I never looked back. One try, one sniff, and it was game over for odors, bro. It was just, it was my meal ticket, man, because I needed a solution, and it was something easy to do and easy to use. And I can do it while I'm still detailing the car. And the fact that it took away mildew, smoke, pet odors. I always use dead bodies, everything. The stuff. I mean, look, I don't look.
There's truth to it. There's truth to it.
The back of there is now cleaned out because of bio bombs. I don't have to carry around them dead bodies no more. You ain't gonna be able to smell them. But that's why, man, it worked, and it did everything it said it was gonna do. And lo and behold, I mean, I'm just so happy he's here, because he's a saving grace to me doing what I do and to the industry, because everybody needs something that works and actually does what it says it's going to do. And biobombs is it, man. I mean, they at the top. There ain't nobody better. I don't care who it is, what you got. Everybody's still using them ozone machines. You better get off of that, because
for now,
that stuff right there deteriorates and eats up your leather, and it breaks down the material and the fabrics.
Facts.
Biobombs don't do that. Okay.
No, sir.
So, there's a winner right there for using it, right? The more you use an ozone machine, the more you're deteriorating the interior, the leather, the cloth. It's removing the moisture from the leather and things like that.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like the guys who use them on a regular basis. I had a guy tell me the other day, you put one inside the vehicle, and you're supposed to, if you use an ozone machine, you're definitely supposed to use it outside the vehicle. But guys who put them inside the vehicle, if you ever sit one next to like a door panel or something like that, and you go take the machine out, you can actually look on the other side of that door panel, and you'll actually see that plastic is actually shinier, has a little bit of a different sheen to it. Yep. What you're doing right there is you're starting to do exactly what you're saying. Like, you're changing the makeup of that door panel, the textures, the way that the plastics are molded together. It's just, it's a pretty serious machine, But listen, Notch, while I got you on here in a public forum, man, I got to make sure I give you your respect where it's due. You were an absolutely integral part of us being able to, generate a little bit of buzz and get some steam. You obviously led us to Matt when he was doing the thing with wine. And now, obviously that circled back. I got a chance to meet Jamie and Eddie, and Aaron and all these other guys that had me on pods. It's been this really great journey, dude. And I really wanted to thank you publicly and give you your flowers and just let you know, man, like I got real lucky with getting you out of sample when I did, right? because you needed something, it hit, and then the way that you created for us to kind of be able to kind of set this trajectory for kind of where we were going, you were the base of that whole thing, brother. So, you know, I appreciate you and I love you, man. I really do. You were the best, dude.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
I had to get that out, man. That guy's the man.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I couldn't agree anymore. Nacho, like I said earlier, Nacho led us to BioBombs. I was, you know, one to be the first to say that I used the ozone generator because that's really what we used. And that was the tool to basically use to eliminate the smoke and smell, the mold, and all the other odors that you get in these wonderful vehicles that our clients have. And, you know, as soon as I was able to get my hands on the BioBombs, I'll tell you, that ozone generator has been sitting in my shelf in my garage and have not used it since I've got my first BioBomb. So it's never been used. I have used BioBombs from smoke to dogs to milk, you name it, from smells to smells, and it's been incredible. I think we might have fallen out, Christian. So, but what an incredible product. There he is.
Such shit. I hit a button and all of a sudden I was gone. I'm like, oh no, I lost the pot.
He's got magic tricks. He's got magic tricks. That's all.
But what an incredible thing. And, you know, we're excited to really dive in and dig to and talk about BioBombs because that's really what we're here. And Christy, we'll let you, I know you got some great questions. You've had the opportunity to work with their products, same with Tyler. So I'll let you guys kind of share your thoughts and ask questions because I think it's important that we really get to know, we know BioBombs, but really BioBombs has gone and blown up. I mean, let's be honest. BioBombs is the shit. It is the shit that's on the market. It's the shit for the detail community. It's on every social media platform from Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. It is on everything, and I see it, and people are liking it, and the likes are going up, and I see people's threads, and I see people's videos, and I see people's posts, and it's BioBombs, and it's so rewarding, exciting to see it spread like wildfire. So, Chrissy, you go. What are your thoughts? I mean, what are your experiences that you've had with them?
You know,
Hold up, we're losing you.
I think it's Nacho.
I think it's me.
Yeah, Nacho,
I'm here.
There you go. We go.
You know, BioBombs are great, and the fact of the matter is that they last, and I think that's what makes them so much better and trumps every other, you know, air freshener, if you will. They genuinely work. So my question is, Christian, you have this formula, you have this chemistry that you've put together in BioBombs. Have there been any challenges on the way in order to perfect what you have made so far? I mean, is this something that you did just easily, 1, 2, 3, you came up with this formula and it worked? Or did you go through several obstacles to get to, you know, where you are with this product? Because they are amazing across the board.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. Respectfully, girl, you must be out of your mind if you think it just flows like that.
How to know?
I mean, you guys all know. I mean, running business kind of has its own obstacles all the time, right? You think that you're like good to go and everything's running smooth, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, we've had scents that we've tried to release that haven't ever been able to come out because they don't lift the right way, you know, and maybe they lift, but they don't last. You know, in regards to the bars themselves, right? That's always kind of been the thing. It's like you get these great ideas to do these scents, and then you wait, you develop the oil, you get the samples of the oil, you smell it smells great, you're excited, you're all pumped up. We go to get some demo bars dipped. The bars are done. We open them up. We throw them underneath the cars, and then like no lift, you know, or they lift, they smell great. 2 days later, they're gone, you know. So that in itself has been a little bit trying. You know, we went through some struggles when we were doing the tablets and stuff like that too. Same thing. Certain compositions we tried to put together, we had too much binding agent. The tablets wouldn't break down fast enough. You know, we've had situations where we had almost like what I would consider to be like, when you drop like a Mentos and a Dr. Pepper and it starts fizzing all kind of out and over. Like we've gone through that type of situation with our formulation. So, I mean, we knock on wood everywhere I possibly can. There's wood around me. Like we've been running pretty solid with everything that we've got going on. I had a couple heartbreakers recently and scents that we're trying to develop, but you're not getting kicked when you're down. I mean, you're really fighting to begin with, so
Well, that's a good way to look at it.
Oh.
I don't know about you here, but Aaron's talking about your sexy voice. Christian, you hear that?
I'll tell you what, I got a watchman. Hey, listen, we don't live that far away from each other either.
Oh, no, that's what I was gonna say. You guys not too far.
Gotta watch out, yeah. Like
just really quick, I do want to say sorry to Aaron. He lost his dog. That's never a fun thing. So he's hit.
No, you didn't lose the dog, did you?
Oh, I hope not. Oh, that's what I took from that. Well,
bad news. Listen, bad news is still not good. And dog's a member of the family. It's a complete. I got an older one myself. It's one of those things where it's not easy, at all.
You didn't lose Hank, but I'm sorry for the news that you got. So, but we're allowed to block him tonight if he gets out of hand. He already said so.
Okay. Well, we could definitely. I mean, if we got to get there, we'll get there. If he gave us permission, that's cool. We can't be mad at none of us tomorrow. It's just like, all right, yep, we gotta get him out of here. Like, get the little Hulk and yank.
We love you, Aaron. We love you.
Absolutely, we do.
I love it.
Yeah, guys. While we're on here, we're talking about dogs and stuff like that. Our boy Matt over at TikTok, if anybody's in here or whatever, Matt lost his dog last week. He had to put Ibiza down. That was a pretty hard time for us and very hard time for him. I grew up with him and her and watched her go from a puppy to the end or whatever. So big shout out to Matt over at TikTok. If you guys pop on there, man, just reach out, show him some love, let him know you're thinking about him. I'm sure it'll mean a lot. So Eileen's in the building.
Yes, she is.
Hey.
Eileen. What's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, so it has been a journey. So, I mean, I'll let Tyler talk. I know Tyler's been out the opportunity to use the product too, so I'll let him kind of talk about his. I think it's important that he shares his experiences with them and how he's used it.
First of all, I love your product. I love the squash. I just put it in my truck and I love it. I actually broke the bar in half and I can't find the other half and it's driving me crazy because I set it somewhere and I need to change it and I haven't. But I had a few personal observations. So Matt turned me on to the product. We were on a detail and I think it was some spilt milk or something spilled in the back of a Tesla. And he said, "Hey, check this out. I got a liquid that you can actually spray onto an odor and get rid of the smell." And I'd never seen that before. I mean, other than, something that masks the odors and that kind of thing. So I thought the product is super versatile. You can put it in there to do the air. You can do surface. You got air fresheners. So you kind of cover the whole spread, which is super, to me, it seems unique for an odor elimination product. And it actually works. Like Matt said, he used ozone machines and sometimes those didn't even seem to work. You'd have to do a follow-up treatment. But once he turned me onto these, they're amazing. But the other thing I was also going to say, kind of a side note, is your website is actually very user-friendly. I've turned a few people onto it, and they like that you have the videos on there. You've got the how-to videos, and you make it super simple. There's no questions on how to use it. So I think that goes a very long way, too, both to the consumer and also from the professionals as well. So.
Thanks. I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. One of the things that I feel like we suffer from most, right, is actually our content that we generate on our own, right? Because we've gone and we've experienced such a boom since really January this year was kind of the beginning of like the real wave where it started being like, oh shit, like if we don't start putting this fire out, there's two more starting here, throw some water on this, drop a blanket on that, like it's kind of been like that for the past 6-7 months. Like one of the things that's like top of my list right now is like getting some content together, making some videos. I mean, I watch all you guys do the stuff all the time on a regular basis, and you guys make it all look so easy. I get in front of the camera and I'm like, what's my name? It's like I'm not natural. I'm great at talking with people and interacting, right? But this whole thing for me is still not my safe space, right? individually I can kind of have a conversation, and even in groups in person, but it's like speaking to the broad audience and kind of not tweaking myself out like, oh my gosh, there's so many people listening, this is going to be me forever, everyone's going to see it, like, you know, like I get kind of like in my own head. So one of the things we do want to do is get a little bit bigger with like having some more videos on the website, kind of doing a little bit more with the YouTube, and kind of doing kind of like full introductions of each product, how to use them, breaking down the science a little bit more, and kind of just having more education within the actual page, so that I'm not saying I don't want to talk to people, but I have a tendency to like not shut up once I start, as I'm displaying right now. You know? So it's kind of one of those things. Like if I could save that, have you guys watch videos and turn me off whenever you want, you're going to be in a better position because I don't shut up. Especially if I send you something free in the mail or whatever, then like you're stuck talking to me for sure.
Well, the ones you got on there, they're pretty good. I mean, like I said, they're short but sweet, and they tell you how to do it and what they do. And I don't know. To me, I like that, but that's just some of my personal observation. And I've used another product, probably a competitor. I will not mention them. They said it would last, and are you guys there? It may or may not be a mail order product, but it lasts like 2 days, and that's it. So,
well, you know what? A lot of companies say that, man, and you know, it's okay to be proud of your product. You know, if that's what makes you proud, then you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I've been disappointed too, man. So you're not the only one, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like,
us women deal with it all the time. It's called Bath and Body Works. Oh. Now, Chris, let's talk about a candle line, okay? Candle line.
All right. Well, you're looking very nice tonight. The missus is looking nice tonight.
Yeah, look at all dolled up.
All nacho, because I have a nacho in my idea head for vegetables next year's garden.
Okay.
I love it.
She's on fire tonight, bro.
She is.
all she doesn't want to put me to work.
But if
I get a break?
Money, you can go to work.
She said, you see what you're sitting in right now? You created no breaks. You created no breaks. You wanted that Z. Now you get to work until you're Z.
Yeah, I should have kept that Mazda, man.
There you
go. So, question, Christian, BioBombs is obviously the shit. It's blowing up on social media. It's reaching out across the detail community at a fast, rapid pace.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me is how quickly it's getting into people's hands. I see so many detailers here in Phoenix using it. A lot of the videos I see just all over the place from Instagram and things like that, which is so freaking cool. But my question to you is, as you're continuing, and I would like you to kind of maybe get back to the roots of it, maybe just for some of those, just to really kind of get to how BioBombs came about, because I think it's always important to hear and learn a little bit more about the home port of understanding how did it start, you know, because there's obviously a starting point, and what makes you get to the point where you're at BioBombs and you know where we're at now. But I think it's important people understand that.
Sure. I'll kind of give like the Cliff Notes version of it, you know, because I'm sure some people have heard it, but other people kind of haven't. I mean, ultimately, a little back history on us. Me and a buddy of mine back in 2007 started a mobile detail company servicing car dealerships right around the Philadelphia area. We basically had a lane. We worked for another company. We went out to Boston, got trained up on how to perform these specific services for used cars. Came back, the company we worked for, we built that company up, and we had a bunch of guys working for us. Ultimately, me and my best friend were really tight back then. I'm like, yo, dude, listen, like, we probably could be doing this on our own and making better money. So we left that company. This whole crazy story or whatever, I'm not going to get all into it or whatever, but long story short, he said that he was leaving to work. We went into the office, made sure we got the paperwork that he signed for a non-disclosure, took away the signature part of the paper, stuck it back into his file or whatever. And then long story short, he said he was going to work for Rita's Woodar Ice, which I don't know. I know you guys aren't from Philly. So like Woodar Ice is a shaved ice thing with flavoring or whatever. lady at the time's father owned a couple of them. So he was like, yeah, I'm going to manage one of these places. And, you know, he left. And then 2 weeks later, I threw a hissy fit. I'm like, I can't work with these people no more. I'm out of here or whatever. And then I left. And then meanwhile, like 2 days later, we jumped in the van and kind of started doing our own thing, like with the detailing company. But obviously, because we were in the industry for so long, one of the things that we offered was odor removal, right? So like we've used all types of stuff from aerosol fogger cans to different variations of kind of the same version or type of things that are like our product base. We were banging through 50 of these things a month. I mean, we do on average, even now, I mean, we're rocking out between 40, 50 cars a day, something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like we get a lot of, we do volume. We're not doing the in-depth details that you guys are all doing, but we're kind of cleaning up what the dealership needs from us. But we were running into the point where we're using like 50 different types of odor bombs a month or whatever, and the cost was just getting outrageous, right? So, you know, I consider myself to be a relatively crafty human being. So I started doing some research, learning about kind of like what makes deodorizers special or whatever. And I found this lane, and I'm like, you know what? Like, there's nobody really in this space doing anything that's kind of fun with odor removal, right?
Yeah.
And if you guys think about it, like the topic itself is very bland, right? There's nothing jazzy about it, nothing cool, whatever. There's companies out there that offer stuff, but there's no real like pizzazz and kind of what's being offered. And for me, one of the things I learned back in the day that I always remember was like, find out what your competitors are doing or the people that you want to be to or aspire to be. Find out what they're doing and then just do that better, right? Whether it be like marketing, whether it be like branding, whether it be just being there and being in front of the people, customer service, whatever. And like, that was kind of the vibe that we started with. We did some test presses on tablets and stuff like that, went through the kind of headaches I told you guys about in the beginning, and then kind of hit the streets. I was going all around to the dealerships outside the Philadelphia area that we weren't servicing with the detail company. I was like, hey, try this out. It works really great on odors. And I would just pass everybody off free samples. Guys started coming on board, buying 10 packs, 25 packs at a time or whatever. And I scored my first couple of big accounts. And, you know, at that point, I'm like, all right, this is really going to be a thing. I mean, I got stuff somewhere, man, I could find for you guys. I wish I would have had it. I got like original, like the first biobomb I ever made was like in a giant, what I consider to be like a matchbook, right? It was like a big folded piece of paper with the directions and shit all in it. And, you know, all this different stuff with a little container or whatever. And like, you know, like, we kind of evolved through this whole process. I wish I could find one of my older ones right now, man. How unbelievably bad we used to look when we came in the game. This isn't the beginning, right? But this is like one of like the original bio bombs from back in the day, right?
Oh wow.
So like you can see like the original guy was a little bit more like angry and mad at the world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know? But like this was kind of like where we started. This was the base of everything. And, you know, you kind of take things and you let it evolve. Once we got to a certain point, like everyone on the team was like, oh, we got to get on social media. We got to get on social media. I'm like, I'm not getting on social media, dude. I'm like, the internet's undefeated. I don't want nothing to do with that shit. Like, you know, you deal with one person or whatever, starts giving you a bad thing, you start getting trolled, whatever. I wasn't ready. And then finally, year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I'm like, all right, man, rip the Band-Aid off. Like, it's time to grow this thing. I'm ready. We're kind of established. I feel comfortable. We have plenty of accounts. Like, let's do it. And, you know, from that on out, I basically just dug in, kind of put my face in front of everybody, made sure I threw samples out or whatever. And, you know, by the, you know, the blessings above and all you guys that follow us and give us support, I mean, we've gotten a really great acceptance rate from the community. We've had people talk about us, and it's spread like wildfire. I just, you know, I can't thank everybody enough who's here, people who see this later, everyone we're on the pod with right now. I mean, the support and the love that we've gotten has just really, it's been overwhelming. I lay in bed at nighttime and my cup is completely full, like, because I just feel like we're really making an impact. And the dream that I had to like bring our stuff to the world is happening. And it's just, it's one of those things that I can't thank you guys enough. So.
That's awesome. It really is. I mean, and it couldn't be done to a better person. Christian is really, really about the community. He's about the detailers. I know Nacho can speak about it as well. And so can many of the Christy and Tyler and many others, but I just speak. I mean, he answers the phone. If you have a question, If you have a comment, if you have anything that's going on with a product or wanting to ask about a product, he's the first to pick up the phone. He'll answer it. He'll respond to your text message, your call.
It's good.
And that is just such a super, super cool feature to have with a product, and having a founder that believes in it and believes in their clientele and their customers and those enough to value them and be able to spend the time, which is such a nice thing to have. It's hard to find that. It's hard to find that today. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people have that. Oh no! It's closet.
The worst part is, I know he's not actually in the closet or nothing. But I'm looking around in my office. I'm like, is this son of a bitch gonna pop out the corner or whatever? Because literally, we're not that far away from each other. He can literally get on the pod right now, be listening to it, and driving over to the house right now.
That's funny, dude. No, that's great. Okay. So Christian, tell us, so you got obviously a lot going on, and I'm sure you got more going on. I see some of the posts and some of the things and different products, different smells, different this, different that going on.
Yeah.
What are you looking at? I mean, you don't have to open the whole.
Nah, listen. I mean, I feel like we all need to address what I consider to be was an elephant in the room up until last night, really. And I mean, obviously, Jamie and Eddie are out there doing big things, right? I mean, let's give a big shout out to Jamie and Eddie. I mean, these guys, obviously, I feel like out of anybody, right, in the game that's been hustling and putting work in or whatever, I mean, I feel like those guys have really, you know, for me, that was earned, right? Sure. Like, them guys earned that. And, like, for us, we got something cooking with them that we're doing just to kind of show our appreciation and respect for them. I don't know if a lot of you guys know or not, but, I mean, Eddie and I are actually very close. We formed a very, very close relationship over the past year and a half since I met him. He's been an integral part in helping me develop and grow on ways that, you know, I can't even begin to start talking about. We'd be on the phone for hours or on the pod for hours. I mean, the guy is just, he's one of my favorite people. Certain human beings you run into in life, man, and they touch you in a way that, you know, are something special, and that guy's something special to me. So, you know, when this whole thing was first going down, I almost think I was probably more excited than they were. You know what I mean? Like, for real, like, I would not stop being like, I'm so bleeping excited for you guys. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait. And then, like, finally, like, yo, like, we're finally going to start dropping teasers and stuff. I'm like, thank you. I can't deal with this anymore. Like, the world needs to know what you guys are doing. You know what I mean? So, you know, we got something special cooking for them or whatever. Like I said, Eddie and Jamie have been great to me. Jamie's, like, been a rock star since the first time he tried our stuff. He threw a video or two up, got us a lot of exposure, which, again, you know, circle that all the way back. It goes through Detail Dive originally. It goes through Mike originally, you know, like us getting connected with the right people and finding people that wanted to do what I consider to be is like the kindest thing, which is like big somebody else up as opposed to like trying to push themselves on a pedestal. And that was just, you know, for them guys doing what they're doing. For me right now, like, that's the most exciting thing I feel like we got going on. We're doing some cool stuff. We always got something cooking, but, like, I don't know, man. For me, like, it's kind of like, to me, it's like them guys are going against the machine. You know what I mean? And, like, that to me is just right off the gate, full salute. Like, you know, it's like you're putting yourself into a space and you're like, F it. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, we're going all in and let's commit. And these guys got a really cool thing that they're getting ready to bring to the world. And I think that it's going to be, you know, a game changer for a lot of people. They got some stuff cooking. I'll tell y'all firsthand, that's about as much as I could say, but them dudes are in the kitchen cooking. Yeah. Like, when I was saying yesterday on the pod, like, they're not sleeping all week, them dudes ain't going to be sleeping all week. Like, when they launch, they're going to, like, really knock a lot of people right out of their seats. So, you know, for me, that's pretty dope. I'm sure you guys have seen, we got some Halloween stuff cooking.
Yeah. Can you tell me about that? Can you tell me about the Halloween stuff? Because I've been seeing it.
Yeah. So we decided this, you know, the same thing, the same mantra. Let's try to make the brand fun. Let's do something cool for the holidays. So we're dropping a couple different, you know, variations of the vehicle deodorization kits, some limited release. We got some stickers that are going to be accompanying every purchase of each one of those. We're going to run them from as soon as we get everything all labeled up and done, which is just about finished. It should be done about halfway through the week. We're going to start getting them out to our distributors. We're going to have them available online. You guys will probably see some changes to the website. We'll change the coloring up. We'll get some black and orange instead of the black and green. You know, we'll showcase them, and then obviously you guys just be able to purchase them. We'll throw a little limited edition sticker in there for whatever variant we happen to be sending out with you. And, you know, we got some pretty cool things coming up. You guys pay attention over the next week or so. You'll see everything get unloaded on Instagram.
Hey, well, you know, I seen the Jason one. I know you got a Freddy up in there.
So listen, the one thing I'm saying is this, right? We have a tendency to go way too big all the time when we do shit. Yeah. So it's like, for me, I was like, we could have just made like one Halloween variant and probably been cool, right? Because like people don't do that. But like, I'll be telling everybody here first and foremost, we got 5. Like, we didn't just do 1, we did 5. Right. So then like 5 requires like, okay, well, let's see if we can get 5 sequentially printed on the labels so that we can roll them all off. And for our distributors, they can get 5 a piece without us having to sort them out, which then turns into a whole other headache. And then at the whole time, I'm like yelling at my people, like, again, why did you guys let me do 5? Why couldn't we do 2? Why couldn't we do 3? Why are we doing 5 variants for the first time we've ever done a Halloween anything, right? It's like the same thing in July. It's like, oh, let's do Christmas in July and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, let's drop two new products in 1 month. As if like dropping 1 product in a month isn't hard enough to do. Right. Let's just do 2, right? Like, and it's like, you gotta, it's just everything now that from what it used to be when I first talked to you guys is just exponentially more difficult. Like anything we try to do is this whole big process now, right?
So with BioBombs, Christian, I have a question for you. With BioBombs, are you seeing it to continue to just go and kind of spread? I know Jamie and Eddie are going to be partnering doing their thing with BioBombs too, but are you seeing it eventually get into the brick and mortar stores? Or are you going to keep it just more centrally located with, you know, just BioBombs? And
so we do everything retail, obviously, through the website right now. People can buy direct through us or whatever. But I mean, I can proudly say right now, I mean, we're rocking probably a steady 45, 50 distributors across the country. So good. We're moving. We made it into Canada. Good, you know, we work with TOC. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mike. Moved into Puerto Rico. We got a guy down there that's doing some stuff for us. You know, we're looking. There's a lot of different avenues going, but I'm pretty certain that within the next month or two, you know, with the position that we're in, we're probably going to start moving international with a couple of things. So, you know, the main goal right now, right, is to try to really continue to expand, right? I would say, like, people try to work with us now. Stores hit us up, and you know, the biggest thing I try to tell everybody, like, we want to keep the brand's got to stay what it is.
Sure.
You know, I got to make sure I'm talking to people. I got to make sure my brother's talking to people. My boy Matt's talking to people, that we're in there kind of doing what we need to do. We can't lose that personality that we have with everybody and that connection. But, you know, this is my dream right here. This is exactly what I was hoping to have happen. And I guess, like, now it's kind of really a matter of trying to manage the workload with kind of like the quality of, you know, our customer experience, right? Because the customer experience is expensive. I talk to cats all the time on the phone. It's like, if I'm on the phone during the day, whatever, somebody beeps in on a text, like, I get right back. I'll be on the phone with somebody who's on the website, because we have like a messaging feature that has a question. I'll talk to them for 45 minutes. And it's like, it's not like I don't want to say I don't have the 45 minutes, but it's like, I spend that time with anybody. It doesn't matter if you're buying something for $10 one time or $20 one time, or if you're a customer that we deal with that buys this from us all the time. You know, like, for me, that's what kind of makes us cool. When I talk to people, they're like, it's always like, it's so great to have a conversation with somebody when I call, or like that I can shoot over a text message and one of you guys will get back to me right away. Like, that's really cool. I think that's what makes this kind of different, you know?
Yep.
All right, let's get to what Eileen wants to talk about.
Oh, she wants to swag. Listen. Come on, what's going on here? Who's got what's this right here?
Shirts.
I mean, the guy. I mean, it looks like the guy's lit.
Let me stay fresh on you.
Put your butt away. Put your butt away. Put your butt away. Put your butt away. Matt just wanted to show his butt.
I know. I was trying to
I did not get him. Anybody listening, I did not get him Biobomb boxers, although there had been requests for Biobomb boxers. And I'll tell you exactly who's going to be in the comments right now saying they want Biobomb boxers. And if you guys have any idea who it is, it's the stalker that's hiding outside of my house.
And I need the front of it. I need the front of the boxers to say nacho sauce.
God bless you. God bless you.
Oh, dude. I have to say, dude, Nacho, you do some absolutely incredible content for Biobombs. I'm telling you, dude, it cracks me up. I laugh so hard and the stuff that you do. And I don't know. I think, dude, how does he come up with the concepts that he does? Like, they're great, man. They are
when he took Biobombs on vacation.
Yes, that was freaking amazing.
My idea.
Oh, see, there it is.
Oh, that's
My idea.
that's where it comes from.
That was my idea.
There's no I in team. Tell her, Notch. There's no I in team. No I in team. Right? We're collective. We're collective over here.
There's an M and an E.
Oh my gosh.
No, it is so fun to watch, Nacho. All your content's great, Nacho. It's funny to watch you.
Dude.
The humor is just, it's just.
I was talking to him the other day, dude. His best skit still to me to this day is the Nacho Business.
Yeah.
Skit. Dude, it was the best one ever. Chris, did you ever see that one before?
Christy, you have to go. Oh,
Yo, Nacho, you got to run that back. Just repost it, dude. It's that good that you can recycle it. It's so good.
It's so good.
He's like on a whiteboard and he's drawing. He's like, see this? This is me right here. See this? This is you. The problem is, and he draws arrow, you're over here. This is my business. I need you back over here minding your own business. Then he's like this. He's like, see this down here? This is what we call a fake detailer. You have no say in anything at all. The problem is, all of you need to mind your own business and stay out of Nacho's business. I'm telling you, I cried. I watched that video and I cried. It was so good because he was just so dry. He's just so dry and serious the whole time he's saying it. Not like a smirk, nothing. He's just like, see this over here? The problem is, you're in Nacho's business. I need you back over here minding your own business.
Oh, you got to post it again. I got to see that.
It's so good. It's so good. There's certain posts that you get to redo because they're that good. That's one of them.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure.
That's awesome.
That is so freaking funny. That is great.
Uh-huh.
So I have a question, and I'll let Christine and Tyler. So are you going to Mobile Tech in Florida?
Yes. MTE we're doing this year.
Yeah.
I want to try to get anybody out there we can. So we went last year.
I'm going.
You going?
I'm
you going?
I'm trying.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're like kind of mommed up. Like you got 4 kids, right, Chris?
I do.
It's kind of hard for you to be able to get that covered, though.
But I'm making it happen.
I love
Seriously?
it. I love it, dude.
Oh man, listen. We went last year, so me and Matt went last year, and we didn't want to I didn't want to go down. It was the first time, so I didn't want to go down and grab a booth, right? Yeah. So we went down there, and I had this great idea. I'm like, whatever, man, we'll just give samples away, blah blah blah, whatever. I had no idea because I'm just a dumb kid from Norristown, right? I thought you were allowed to do that. Nah, that's not you're not supposed to do that. That's called suitcasing. That's a big no-no, right? Because people are paying to get a booth. And then we're walking around giving out free shit and we're not paying. It's kind of not the right thing to do. But I didn't realize that, right? Yeah. So the first day on Thursday during the training day when everyone's down there training, we're down in the hall, way away from the convention center. Anybody that was walking by, I'm like, yo, what's going on, man? Let me tell you a little bit about this. And I'm just doing what I do. And Matt's doing what he does. And then we met Tim and Ricky and Adrian down there from Detail AF. So I got a chance to meet all them guys. And they're grabbing stuff from me and they're doing the same thing. And all of a sudden, the second day in, Ivan over with DIY or whatever, and he's like, yo, you really probably shouldn't be doing that, dude. They catch you doing that, they're probably not going to let you come back next year. So I'm like, oh, man. So we stopped giving away stuff as much, you know what I mean? But I had the pleasure of meeting a bunch of really great people down there, and we had a blast. But now at least we learned what it was like to be able to get a booth down there, kind of how the experience was. We got a little bit of a vibe, kind of what to expect. And we got some really cool stuff that we're cooking up. I mean, we're going to get a booth. we'll be there kind of hanging out at the booth. We're going to be, obviously giving away samples. I'm going to try to rock out with some new stuff by the time we get down there. And, we should be able to have some pretty exciting things going on. But the word on the street is there's a decent amount of cats going down this year. So I think it's going to actually be a pretty cool party.
Yeah.
I think it'll be great. Nacho, we got to get you over there.
Yeah, where is it?
It's in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
When?
It's February.
January 29th, 30th, 1st, and 2nd, I think.
Oh, yeah. We can do that, can't we?
And January, 1st, 2nd day of February.
Hey, whoever's got info, send it to me, email me, text me, whatever, and we'll look into that.
Yeah.
It'll be.
I'll tell you what, it's a really cool networking thing, right? So, like, I'd say 40% of the show is like detail supply stuff, maybe a little bit more, and like 60% of it originally started as like a paintless dent removal conference or like a convention.
Okay.
The detailing space moved into it, from what I understand, and it's been getting bigger and bigger every year. But everybody's down there, man. Auto Fiber's down there, Ryan Company's down there. There's a couple other like chemical supply companies that go down. Lava Cosmetica was there last year. Trying to think of who some of the other guys were that were down there. I'm drawing blanks right now off the top of my head. Dr. Beasley was down there. There's a bunch of cats down there, but they do these cool events where like somebody will host a party or something, and they have a courtyard. Everybody goes out there. They're drinking beer out in the courtyard, hanging out or whatever. It's really cool, man. Like I said, we had a chance to meet like 4 guys last year, and it was dope. But like, there sounds like there's going to be 10, 15 different people down there this year that I got a chance to meet through the course of the year. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't
wait.
For sure.
I'm ready to party.
It's going to be fun.
That sounds
Jay.
good, man.
I know a lot of you guys. First time I'll be able to meet Christian and Nacho and Christy and all of them. I got the honors to meet Aaron when he came to Phoenix this past year, which was really, really cool. We'll hang out. But no, I'm excited. At least put faces and names, everyone together, because
I met Humberto too. I'm sorry, Humberto. Obviously, he's the number one guy I met.
That's what I say. First from Puerto Rico, he got to see him.
First is always there.
He was more kind than he is online, which is actually almost impossible to imagine. But he was actually sweeter in person to me than he is online.
Dude, I swear, I think he's AI, bro, because
he said AI.
Yeah, because dude, he is always on it. Like he's the first.
He went from alien to AI.
Yeah. I'm just like, there ain't no way. This dude's always there, and he's always supported me.
He's great.
He on YouTube, my Instagram. He randomly comes in on Facebook, but he really supports me, and he's always says something, and that encourages me. You know, I need support too.
Absolutely.
That's what keeps me going. Because when somebody encourages me to do something, I tend to want to do it better. You know what I mean? And I try to do that to the best of my ability to outdo something that I've already done, so that it brings out the creativity in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm telling you, right? I'm not lying to you. I was at MTA, and literally just like on the comments and in like the chats and stuff like that, Humberto popped up like, "Yo, I'm first from Puerto Rico." I'm like, dude, for real? Like, are you serious? I'm thinking to myself, like, isn't there a podcast or some shit on? How did you find me? Like, boom. Like, just rolled up, like, oh, yeah, I'm first from Puerto Rico. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. He just comes out of nowhere, dude.
Dude, it blew me away. It blew me away. Like, I cannot believe I'm standing in front of you right now.
And that's so funny too, because on podcasts, people like try to beat him, and when somebody's first, they're like, "Yes, how did I beat Humberto?
Yeah.
Like, how did I?"
Yeah. It's the little wins in life, man. If you beat Humberto onto a podcast or something like that, you're like,
yeah.
I'm just impressed that he can be in everyone's podcast, everyone's post. He is absolutely amazing and insane that he can be in and be part. It's just amazing. It really
It's
is
like
incredible.
it's like he's a clone or something.
Yeah.
It's like he's got himself cloned already.
Yeah,
It
That's
does.
the AI.
It's
that's the AI part.
unreal. It really is, and so
Yep.
supportive, which is such a nice feature to have. I mean,
Yeah,
It's almost like Humberto's like he's like the good version of like the Terminators, where he's like in the network already protecting us, right?
He's a time
Like-
traveler. That's what Kimberly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Oh yeah, you definitely want him on your side, bro. Because if you get him mad, yeah, your post is already done.
That's what I mean. You like, I'm not getting any exposure. I don't understand. I'm getting no
Exactly.
views on this thing. Meanwhile, like Humberto's sitting there like,
Yeah.
excellent.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
I love that. That is
that
awesome.
is freaking great. That is.
So what's up, guys? Tell me a little bit more about the pod and stuff, obviously, right? Because like I have some intentions to kind of try to start doing a little something. By no means is it going to be a pod, but I want to just consider it to kind of be like, I don't know. We're going to probably ask the community to help us name it because I'm having a really hard time. But like, what are you guys doing? How often are you doing this? I mean, obviously this is the second episode. It's been a little while since the last one. Like,
Yeah, so we're gonna try. I mean, we've discussed. So I think our next one, we're trying to, so we're not overlapping. We don't want to overlap Phoenix's podcast. We're trying to do at least 2 a Saturday or 2 each month.
2 a month.
I guess. Yeah. So that's kind of the goal. I think is what we're trying to shoot for. I think we have locked in. We have it for is it the 5th, Christy? The 5th is the first.
I think so.
So Christy's working on one for the 5th. I think we're still trying to work on that. We have locked in on the, I want to say, is it the 19th? Am I talking about the right night? 19th. We have Mr. Popper Smurfy Man. He's coming on the 19th of October. So we've got a few that we're working on to solidify on the 5th of October. So ultimately, it's going to be twice a month is what we're going to do.
Okay.
And we really want to keep it open to really kind of, what do you think? Because I mean, Tyler, you guys talk too. I mean, it's open
anything and everything. We've even got. I mean, we have some ideas out there about kind of semi-related fields. Like I know a lot of people in the aviation industry, trying to maybe see how we can, bring some of those faces on. Just different concepts that other people aren't doing, I guess, is the main thing. Guess we accept anybody and everybody, and we just want to, we like to talk to everybody. So
yeah, I think we're trying to really understand everybody's perspective in this industry, not just the detailer, not just the guy selling the products, maybe the customer, get some feedback from what I mean? Just trying to dive into all perspectives, because there's so much more that goes into this industry behind the scenes than I think people realize.
I agree.
And so being able to get those people on to kind of talk about, the backbone of this community.
Yeah. I like that. I mean, I think that's an essential part of kind of about the community in general, right? It's like, we have kind of one of the things that I wanted to try to do just to help me get a little bit more comfortable kind of being in the public speaking sense in front of the audience and kind of being live. It's like, the concept for me was like, guys who we work with directly or whatever, it's like, hey man, we're just going to hang out, do a little half-hour thing. Tell me a little bit about yourself, kind of like what you like, why you detail, what your favorite car is, whatever it might be. And it's like, hey, like, hit us with a piece of knowledge or whatever, a piece of game before we get off the call, right? Like, give me one thing you learned in life that like you want to pass on. Doesn't have to do with anything that has to do with detailing, but like, school us with something. Give us a little piece of knowledge before we get out of here. Just keep it quick, keep it simple, and kind of like, learn more about the community, right? Because you guys are out there all the time. I mean, you guys can attest to this, right? Like Matt, you, Nacho, you too. It's like, I mean, Nacho, you're different. You have like a really unique way of being online because you have to keep that pretty face of yours in front of the camera all the time talking. Most guys, most people and gals, right? They're showing the foam cannon, they're scrubbing, it's their hands on the wheel, you're cleaning the wheel, you're doing this, you're doing that, but you're not really like talking about who's behind the camera, right? And like I think that kind of makes a difference from like if you're local in the area and you're in Phoenix, right, and you're detailing or whatever, and it's like you're seeing the work that's being done, that's great, but I want to know kind of who's behind that camera, right? I want to know about the person. What's your work ethic? How are you getting up? What's your hustle like every day? Like, Why do you do this? What's feeding your passion to keep this going? Why did you get into this part of the industry, right? Like, what are some of your favorite tools and things that you like to use that are your go-tos in your arsenal? Somebody wants to feed us a, hey, BioBombs is great. That's cool. I'm not asking to promote nothing, whatever. I just want to shoot the shit with the people that are in the community using products so that we can learn more about the people behind all the content we see all the time, right? Because like I wish that almost detailers would do more of that stuff on their own page, right?
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm Nacho. I like to put my face in front of the camera. I'm really, you know, I enjoy this. You know, I love my Z. My wife is great. She loves the garden. You do that stuff, right? But like a lot of other guys, like they don't do that. And it's like, that makes a difference though. You want to connect with somebody that feels like they're a human being, not just like a business, right? Like,
and everybody's got a good story. Like we all have stories, you know. That's cool to hear.
I think that's the good thing too. Like you said, is having the story and what's behind. Let's be honest. I mean, without the clientele, why would we have the product? Why would we have the detailing company? Why would we have the tools and stuff? So like Christy said, it's important that we hear from them because they're the ones that are benefiting from BioBombs. They're the ones benefiting from our services that we provide them. And let's hear what they value. Let's hear what they enjoy. Let's hear about what they choose and what makes them make a decision on what detailer they use or why they use who they use. And because I think that is so important in the detail. We get so wrapped up into products and how the products work. And that's important. Don't get me wrong. That's a huge aspect for the detail community. But I think it's important that they know who's receiving it, you know, and what are their thoughts behind it, you know, because I mean, if you don't have the clientele and you don't have the people to provide the services and the chemicals and the products to, then you don't have anything.
I agree.
then everyone's dead. So I agree. I think that's good. Yeah, and I think it's just good to. I think it's good to have a variety of takes on things. So you know, having the detailers on the podcast, having our suppliers, and having product lines and stuff. But I think it'll be good to have, you know, even if we do, you know, some topics on best business practices. I think a lot of these things get taken are overlooked. You know, what are some of the best, like you were saying, Christians? What are the best business practices? What is your work ethic? How many jobs do you do? How do you manage your day? Because I think those things are extremely important. Those determine success and longevity. I mean, if you're not managing your business properly, if you're not managing your day properly, how are you going to continue to service clients? How are you going to have repeating customers and clients? They're not going to want you if you can't, you know, provide the service that they're looking for. So I think those are some things that we talk about.
Man. Yeah, absolutely. That stuff's killer, man. I mean, listen, we all want to be successful, right? Everybody likes what they do. We obviously have to make a living off it as well, right? So it's important to kind of like, I'm a big advocate of sharing the knowledge. It's silly to keep something to yourself, even if a guy's in the same state as you, city as you, or whatever. It's like, dude, like collaborate, right? Like my man Marcus said it, you know, Marcus from GQ or whatever. It's like, you know, you compete at the bottom, man. You know, you collaborate at the top, right? And like, that's the thing that kind of stuck with me. It's like, you know, when you build with the people around you, and I think that's the beauty of this community, right? Since we've kind of been embraced and kind of came into it, the community, for the most part, is very genuine and connected, and they're building each other up, right? There's a couple bad apples that I think are just a little misguided. I don't think they're necessarily bad apples, but they're just putting the wrong type of energy into the space for the community in general, right? But I think as long as we kind of all stay unified and understand that, like, the big picture goal, right, for the detailing community in general is to build up regular customer recognition or awareness that, like, the car wash detail is dead. It doesn't exist. There is no $150, $250 detail, right? Like, even myself, right? Even myself, it's like, when I do something, even for somebody that I know, if I'm doing something, like, I don't touch an interior for less than $250. I don't touch an interior for less than $250.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal. It's like, listen, I'm going to get in your car. I'm going to be meticulously busting my fingertips open all day and doing this and doing that or whatever. Like, I can't do that at the price that you want me to be able to do it for, right? Like,
Me glitching out.
You just can't. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. And our job is to build up that awareness for people to understand.
Yeah.
Am I frozen right now?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, it's not just me. You're doing a cool
How on earth did that happen?
Serious,
Like
the
you're grabbing-
screen just
Why am I frozen?
Yeah.
What's going on with me?
Well,
You're frozen.
We can, oh, there you are. Wait.
Oh,
He'll probably come back in.
He ain't allowed to be that serious. That's what happened.
That's what happened, right?
Oh, that's freaking great. Fab.
Well, but he is right. I mean, he is right when he's talking about that, you know.
Yeah, because I try to get Mike all the time. Well, Nacho, I try to get him all the time. Like tomorrow, he's doing a detail, and he's like charging his retail price. But the softer side of me, because I know my friend's story. So her grandbaby, it's her first grandbaby. And her baby little Abigail wasn't even due until next month in October. She was born in July. And so, and she's thriving, but now they're getting ready to bring baby home. So they wanted a detail for their car to come home and everything. And so I'm like, of course, I'm like, well, if it costs them too much, you know, you got to mark that price down. You know, you got to do this. And he's like, I'm not doing this for less than this. I'm like, well, just tell him, man. But
yeah, see,
I'm like, and then I'm on the side, like, you know me, right?
Yeah.
That's my husband.
Yeah,
okay?
but
I got you.
What she needs to understand is that it's not your business.
you
see what I'm saying? It's not your business, right? It's not your business.
That's great. That is too funny, dude.
He's too good, man. I'm
That
telling you,
is
guys, too
great.
good. It just flows naturally. It flows naturally from him. That's the scariest part about it, dude. You talk to him on the phone, and he drops shit like that all the time. If you talk to him on the phone, he says stuff like that all the time. You have to like stop what you're doing and like catch your breath again.
That is great, dude.
That's hilarious.
Just comes out, man. Just comes out, man. No filter, bro. Just
And then I'm like, oh, we could do our own podcast. We get on the we have nothing to talk about when we plan it. Like it's like.
I'd watch you guys for sure.
Oh, no, 100%. Like
Yeah,
I actually want a live stream camera in the garage all the time, and then another one outside the garage, and then I want one inside the canopy that he uses to detail, right? That way when you guys are yelling and bickering and bantering back and forth, then we get that, right? Because that's the part I want.
yeah.
The patio. Let me tell you, we just last Tuesday, the neighbors even texted me. They're like, "You all right over there? Is everybody alive?" Like,
That is freaking great.
my doctor was even like, "I'm so proud of you. Your husband's still alive." I'm like, "Well, the watering can is it, and that means more."
It's great. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. So Christian, what's I mean, I know we're wrapping up because we won't spend too much time. I know we want to spend about an hour, so everyone's got stuff going on. It's a weekend, but I have one question, and I'll let Christine and Tyler ask questions and Nacho, whatever. But where do you see BioBomb's future? I mean, I know that you had your dream of getting to this point and growing it, but ultimately, where do you see BioBomb? And let's go 6 to another year. I mean, where do you hope, or where do you want to be?
So, full transparency right now, like I said to you guys earlier, I mean, I go to bed right now, my cup is full, right? A lot of what it is that I wanted to accomplish has really seemed to come to fruition, much more so over the past 6-7 months. I aim real big. So, my ultimate goal would be to become a household brand within the detailing community, right? I want to continue to find ways to kind of give back. I want to make sure that the people that have supported us from the beginning, including everybody kind of here on the pod right now, there's a way for us to make sure you guys understand you're like legacy OGs, right? In regards to kind of where we're going and what we're doing. And I mean, who knows, man, I mean, the thing we want to try to do is like continue to continue to try to innovate, bring good products to market that make sense. You know, one thing that I don't want to do is like kind of be one. I don't want to start just dropping stuff just to drop stuff to add products, right? It's got to be live. It's got to be hot.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris knows we're kind of, there's something me and you kind of been cooking back in for a while ago that we're kind of working on or whatever, that you're running some tests for me on, things like that. So like, you know, we got some stuff we're trying to kind of line up and do. You know, but I think that for me, I think MTE this year is going to be a really cool circle back, right? 1 year from where we were at kind of this past year when we went, and Humberto scared the shit out of me when he just popped up behind me and was like, hey, I'm first from Puerto Rico. Like, whoa, dog, like, where did you come from? Again, I'm still not over that, so I'm going to go back to it again. But to get back there this year or whatever and have a booth, for me, immediately that was something I think that's really cool. And, you know, to just continue to keep building the brand and kind of letting our name kind of grow. I want to stand up there with like PNS and Gian and, you know, some of these other companies that are out there that are really bigger guys. You know, I want to be invited into the same spaces. I want to go to the different events that these guys are going to, and I want to stand there and have a chance to have a conversation with some of these guys that I've watched for years and kind of just, you know, stand there for that moment and just have that silent moment to myself where I stand there like,
you made
no shit,
bro.
man.
Yeah,
No shit, you know?
Absolutely.
So
that's great. That's awesome. I mean, I think
I don't know if this means anything, but I don't see you being far away from that goal whatsoever.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly. High five.
Yes, there we go.
I
I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I don't know why you couldn't stand next to PNS right now.
Yeah.
PRT right now, because you have made that much of a wave. And it's not only that, it's who you are, it's what you stand for.
Yeah.
People are drawn to you because you are a good human and you're bringing good products to this industry, and you're doing it with great intention, and you have such great goals and vision. And I mean, I think people really respect that. So to say that is something that you're looking forward to, that's amazing. But I think you're there, man. I don't know.
Thanks, Chris. That's all.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I think
I do. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm not just BSing you. I mean, I really feel that way. You are making waves and big time. And I think it's seen and felt by everybody, including those, you know, that have been in the business for a while. People know who you are and they know your product. So
thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was crazy the other day. We called somebody, we were talking to somebody who was a new distributor. Like, dude, like people keep coming in asking for your product, and I'm like, where are you at again? And they're like, oh, we're, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, yeah, man. Like, we had 3 people come in the past week. I'm like,
so cool.
Holy shit. Like, we're starting to make some real, like, real waves.
Yeah.
So, it's cool.
I have a local, you know, detailing store here where I'm at, and they're selling bio bombs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, it's just amazing when I live in a small, it's a rural area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
They're,
you know, they're all over. So it's great.
That's what's up. Well, listen, we could not have done it without everybody who listens, all you guys that support us, obviously everybody on the pod right now. Nacho, I already told you, man, you're like a legend to me, bro. Matt, same thing, man. You gave me that first time to get out there and kind of just talk that junk. And, you know, since then it's kind of just been this, you know, perpetual kind of train that kind of just started going, man. We like left the station and like, who knows when the hell we're coming back. We're like kind of on a world tour all over the place. So, you know, I would say another thing I would like to do within the next year is I want to do like a Bio Bombs tour.
Oh,
you know,
awesome.
I'd like to get to a point where it's like we just go out for a month and it's like, yo, we're stopping here, we're stopping here, we're stopping there, and just kind of like stop, film content with people, you know, show some love, grab some food, go out, do something, like hang out with the people and kind of like, you know, pack it up and kind of just head to the next spot, you know? Because I think like Texas is getting huge for us. Southern California is absolutely gigantic. I mean, the amount of guys I met down there is unbelievable. Vegas is huge. I mean, obviously you guys see like, you know, there's a lot of different areas now that are really repping bio bombs pretty heavy. So, you know, I'm pretty excited about it because I don't get a chance to travel as much as I would like to. So for me, it's an excuse to get out of the house and kind of, you know, get out on the road and put boots to the ground and see some people face to face. So.
And I think that goes a long ways. I think people will respect that. I mean, they already respect you as an individual and character and who you represent and your brand. And like Chrissy was saying, like, dude, you're highly recommended. You're highly respected. Your product speaks for itself. And that's what's nice. I mean, we say it all the time. I say it all the time, being in the industry, unfortunately, for as long as I have, and I'm grateful I have been. But I've been exposed to lots of products. And there's just, a lot of these products and these big product lines, they just don't back their product. They don't. And if you give suggestions, they're quick to put defense up and they don't want to listen to your feedback. And it's so refreshing to have someone like you that supports the detail community, that you respect the detailers. You want the best product for us out here so that we can get the job done correctly the first time, and that you're behind the product. That's huge. No matter what. I mean, you are open to feedback. You're not going to sit there and put up a wall and ignore someone because they have a suggestion or a question or whatever.
Absolutely.
Because you stand behind what you believe, which is such a highly respected for you. I mean, it's just great.
Thank you very much, guys. Yo, real fast, I don't want to leave Eileen hanging. She was like, yo, what's up with swag? So I just want to make a comment, right? Like, I do want everybody to stay tuned over the next month or so. We're going to be trying to start getting some stuff together. There's been a lot of requests for things. There may or may not be some limited edition merch drops coming that have to do with the Halloween season. And that may kind of be the way we're going to start off this whole merch thing, you know. I'm personally really proud of a couple of the variants that we got coming out for the vehicle kit. So I wanted to make sure that we can kind of pull a couple little cool t-shirt designs together. And listen, it's hoodie weather soon. So at least for our neck of the woods, you know, we're getting damn close because we're outside Philadelphia. So night times are starting to get a little chilly. So I had to actually pull one out the other night. So I'm like, you know what? maybe we jump right into the hoodie merch, you know? So yeah, so we'll see what happens.
There's no hats. I need a hat.
So these
those are awesome.
They were a limited run, but I am going to get them back because I got a couple more. I got to rock out and get a couple more done, but I don't have many patches left. These were these were an original. So
let me know.
Yeah, we'll bring them back for sure. Absolutely. I know you're a hat girl, so we'll definitely make sure. Yeah. But I watch. I might not be able to always be in the scene and comment and doing this or whatever, but I know, you know.
Yeah.
I pay attention the best I can.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's freaking great.
Hey, I got one thing, and this is for everybody who's listening. You get an opportunity. You know, BioBombs, they're fresh. All their stuff is freshness, right? I want to know, because I got a couple combos that I use to set the freshness inside that interior. What are some of the scents that y'all are putting together to deliver freshness to the customer? So I want to hear some combos. Like, you know, do you like use the fresh AF spray and maybe a different you know, under the seat freshie? You know what I mean? So I want to hear what kind of combos y'all come up with, because that to me is fun. And not only that, but you're mixing different scents, and it delivers a different smell to that customer each time.
That's I feel like I like the maintenance clients, man. We got guys tell us all the time, like, dude, I got clients to switch up every time we come out.
Oh yeah,
they just want something different every time.
Yeah. So I mean, it don't have to be, I just do this, you know, and this is it. No, you can mix it up, and that's kind of like what a detailer is. We like to mix things up, right? We like to play science.
Yeah.
You know? So we find out what works. So that's something that I want to hear some combos that some people may have put together that they like, that this goes with this goes with that, to deliver a scent that you're looking for that customer.
All right, so let me drop something in here real fast. If I could just ask you guys, since most of you guys have used our stuff before, real fast, we can rapid fire up. I'm just curious, what's everybody's favorite scent?
Squash.
Squash.
Really?
Squash beat orange for you, Notch?
Well, yeah. Orange. Vitamin C is my customer's favorite. It has been my customers, but I find vitamin C I can mix that with a lot of things. But for me personally, in my car, it's freaking squash all the way.
Because you got the Z. If you had something besides the Z in there, you could. I mean,
squash brings me back to high school.
I'm a big squash guy now, but I also like the dope soap when I'm using when it got a strong odor that I'm playing in. It is really one that takes it to the level. I love dope soap. It just really has that, and the clients love it too. It's just
I like Fresh AF. I don't know that.
That's good.
That's good
I really do. But in my car right now, it's funny that you said, combos, because I have half of vanilla under one seat and then cherry, half of a cherry.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good.
Cherry cream.
That's good.
Well, the ones that I like the squash, and I have black ice or the black whatever.
I tell you what, you're the second person to tell me this week that you like that combo.
It's more of a manly clones kind of smell that I love. That smell combined. It smells.
But it's probably got that lemon and that lime, so it gives you like the kind of like the citrus undertones, right?
It smells so good, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good combo.
I'm going to have to get squash then, because I have not. That's the
one Chrissy, you
no
get
way.
Squash. That's probably going to be his number one. It's got to be his number one seller.
Chris, I'll get you one. I'll get you one. We'll get you one for sure. You need one.
That is
my favorite. Yeah. My wife likes that one too. She doesn't like the overly sweet, so she likes that one when she gets in.
So my personal favorite is probably the most controversial is going to be the New Car Nectar, right? So for me, like that is the strongest scent I feel like we have. I think that like cherry might be second, squash may be second. It's tough, but New Car, that scent, it doesn't. You can't open the package and smell it and expect it to stay that same scent because it's not, right?
No,
like you break that off, you stick that underneath the car, you let that sit for like a day or two, and you go back to that car, you're like, man. This thing really, I mean, to me at least, and I'm not just saying it because we make it or whatever, but like that is, to me, the closest you can get to what a new car would be like without being a new car.
Agree.
And that's pretty cool.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. No, I think that's.
Someone was saying in the comments that they people think they condition their seats just by putting that in there. I don't know who said that.
Dude, no lie. When we were first developing it, right? I go and do yoga like once a week or whatever. I try to. I haven't been there in 3 weeks. If my yoga lady heard this, she would call me up like, Chris, you're full of shit. You haven't been here in a month. But I would keep my mat in my car, right? So like as I would just go in the morning, roll my mat out, and I'm like laying there getting ready to do down dog and all this stuff. All I smell is New Car, like all over the mat, like because it like permeates into everything so much, right? That like you smell it. Like my boy's like, dude, my boy's like, my wife loves New Car. He goes, dude, literally, I smell it on her hair when she gets out of the car. You know what I mean? Like that scent is like it will stick really, really well onto anything inside the vehicle.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. Can you get something that smells like true leather? That good old leather smell.
Like an old English kind of like.
Ooh,
yeah.
Leathers
are very tough.
They are. I know.
Very tough. I have somebody that was requesting me to try to see if I could figure something out to do a leather. And the leather is, New Car took a very long time to get right. Gotcha. Years, right? Sure. Like the old English, that old leather, that vintage, like walking into a leather store, right? Like Wilson's leather store or something. Like that's like it's so good. It's super hard to capture that. But like I said, I take all suggestions, right? People were bugging in my ear probably for a year before we started dropping squash. Like, yo, you gotta make a squash, you gotta make a squash. And I would just reply with like the little eyes emoji, you know, and that's like all I would say. I'm like, oh, you making one? I wouldn't even respond, you know? And like, as we kept getting closer and closer and closer, I kept kind of teasing a little bit more. But we listen. So if you guys want something, just start kicking it in the messages, leave us comments, pound it home. You got to do like you do with anybody else, man. Like you got to make your voice heard.
One thing cool I was going to say, your product, anytime anybody gets in the car, they're like, oh man, what's that smell? They're unique in a way.
They are.
And
They are.
the other thing is, I've been dropping them in the fire truck, and the guys notice, and then the guys coming in on shift, they're like, man, what'd you put in here? And
No way.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
They like it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you have a certain number of scents? Like do you limit yourself to the number of scents you do within a certain time frame, or like?
So
because I'm
that's
sure
a great.
there's cost behind them, you know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, every scent that we bring on, right, we obviously have to stock that and make sure we keep a decent enough back stock to be able to, if something crazy happens, to be able to supply. So like there is a cost associated. So like we want to try to kind of find the sweet spot, right? Like we don't want to give too many choices to have like what I would consider to be like the Netflix syndrome go down, where like you're scrolling through shit and you're not watching nothing because you're just clipping 20, you know. I don't want to be like, well, I don't know what to pick. I don't know what to pick, right? Like, so we kind of want to make sure that we don't get too, I'm thinking, I mean, we're at 8 right now. You know, we got a collab coming. Like, I mean, you know, I think 12 might be our number where we're trying to be at as a max.
Was that what was that again?
You know, I don't know. There's a glitch in the matrix. I don't know. You're gonna have to go back and revisit the podcast and rewatch it to see that. But if we have any luck, our CIA agent in the comment field will take that out so we don't blow our cover.
Is that regular scents? I mean, is that 12 including like the holiday, like this Halloween extras and things like that, or is that like regular scents?
I mean, I think we're kind of open at this point, right? So I think it would be smart. People do things with like releasing batches and then kind of pulling back on something to kind of draw some hype on it again. Like my biggest thing, right? I've been talking with a couple of the guys and I don't want to pull away somebody's favorite scent. Right? Like that stinks. So we might not sell so much of this or so much of that on certain months or whatever, but like the guys that buy certain scents are like, yo, this reminds me of my childhood. This is a memory that you can't pull that away, right? Like that's something special to somebody. So like we do want to find a number, but we don't want to like become too, I don't want to be like little trees where there's 7,000 flavors of things and you don't really know what to pick. Because like the last thing we want to do for you guys, right, is overwhelm you so that you have to keep all these scents for customers, right? So that's kind of why we're trying to do limited drops.
Like candy
a really
corn.
cool feature.
Candy corn goes great for Halloween.
So something I can tell you guys that we're doing, right, and this is something we're getting out to all of our distributors right now. We're actually going to release them for you guys as well because it only seems like it makes sense, and we kind of been sleeping on this. And we're not ruining anything by saying this. I don't think anybody's going to yell at me or call me when I get off the pod about it. But, like, it makes sense for us, right? And this is something we should have done a while ago. People are always like, yo, do you have any type of case for us to put the bar in so that when we go to a customer's house and we're like, you know, you're talking to them, and by the way, and you hand them this plastic case. Once they have it in their hand, you're like, this is part of our air freshener program. You're not going to not smell it when it's in your hand, right? Like, oh, vitamin C. Oh, that smells good. Yeah. So, like, we're going to get you guys cases so that you can have a label on the case of the scent or whatever and be able to hand them to the customer and say, this is part of our add-on program for our air freshener, refresh service, or whatever you guys want to call it. And then you can have the customer smell them. Best part is, even if you leave the bar in there a year later, it's not airtight, right? But the oils and everything inside the bar are going to saturate the plastic. They'll be there, and no matter what, it'll always smell. So you can pass that off and say, hey, they're like, oh, well, I didn't try the iced out yet. Well, it's like, here, smell it right here. Oh, I love that. Give me that, you know? Nice. So, yeah. And it's so silly, right? It's something we should have did probably 2 years ago. But it's
here's another thing you can do, a scratch and sniff.
So I looked into that. Scratch and sniffs, you would not believe how much more expensive it is to try to do than you would think.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Truly, it is. Because in order to get the right type of paper that you're going to be able to use as a sticker and then soak it, there's like all this extra work involved, right? That where it's like I'm not paying 25 cents for a goddamn scratch and sniff sticker on something that someone's throwing out. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. So for me, I'm like, listen, we'll just bring these boxes to market for next to nothing. I don't really want to make any money off it. I want it to be for you guys to have something to be able to provide. So it's like we'll do like the 8-pack of cases or something for like $5, $6 or something like that or whatever. They'll have all the labels on them. You guys get all your stuff. And that way, at least you have an offering to be able to have the customer smell something and not necessarily have to be like cracking open the side of the bar
then you have to
waving it under your customer's nose real fast, you know?
Matt ripped open, when I first got turned on to these, Matt ripped open, I think, 5 bags for me to smell.
I just ripped
and then I felt bad. I'm like, what are you going to do with them now? I'll save them.
I appreciate the support, man. I appreciate the support, bro. I'll send you a couple replacements. You don't have to be burning through your stock like that for me.
You know what I liked? I really liked Nacho's wife's idea. It sounds a little crazy, but I'm a big candle guy. I love candles burning in the house.
Yeah,
dude, if you get a candle action going, dude, oh boy, I'm gonna be one of your hot commodities, baby. Let's go.
Doug hit me up from Detail, right? He's like, listen, man, like I really want to get a hanging air freshener with the BioBombs, dude. I'm like, bro, I can't do that. It goes against everything that I stand for. I've been bashing the little plant company for as long as I can possibly remember. I'm not making something to hang from the window. And then the other day he hit me up. He's like, listen, man, like I really want to have you like definitely like, you know, make me like, I want one. And he's like, I don't just want you to put 2 stickers together and glue them and put a rubber band on it and send it to me. And I'm like, well, you just actually figured out exactly what I was going to do to shut you up. And he goes, I'm not taking that. I'm like, fine, I'll glue a piece of cardboard in the middle of it and send it to you. But I'm not putting no damn fragrance on nothing hanging from the center console of your car. So,
Chris, we got to talk.
You know the other thing they work well for?
Gotta talk.
All right, listen, I'm with it. I'm always open. Everybody knows my line's open.
I think that would be money.
Oh, I got some
Yeah, she's got
Listen,
some good
so
ideas.
far, Aaron wants underwear. It's really weird. I know. Aaron wants boxers. He's like,
any underwear. Like half of them probably like, you know, they. I'm not even going there. But they need probably fresh as fuck underwear. Sorry, excuse my language. But no, I just thinking like the majority of the detailers, and not to slight us ladies any, but the majority of the detailers are males, and us women that are at least lucky enough to have. I mean, he can be a big asshole, but I'm very fortunate and grateful to have the husband I do. My car is amazing, smells amazing, and if he didn't work as hard as he did too, I wouldn't have what I have. It's a 50-50 and sometimes 70-30 or 30-70, but you know, we're in this shit together, and I smell those products. I think of other ways as women do because we like having options. We like when we find things that we like, especially something that we could turn around and use in the home when, you know, we're going from home to vehicle to, I'm going into the office. You know, I want everywhere I go to be somewhere I want to smell the air. So it's like
candles ain't a bad idea.
So it's like, so I have women ideas from my man being so up in your BioBomb product. That like I think of things.
Well, listen, while we have 2 ladies on the line, right? It's important, right? I think that like something we should try to think about that maybe maybe you girls could help us do is like I think it probably makes sense for us to bring a bar out for the ladies, right? I mean,
True.
That seems like it's probably something that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But there's like, I gotta be honest, I might be wearing pink. That's about as close as you get to me from being feminine. I'm really a big lug, you know? So like, you know, my version of like, oh my gosh, I have the perfect scent for women. Like it's gonna be something really bad. Right? So like, we're gonna have to do a little bit of research and development. We might have to reach out to the community, ask some of the ladies in the space because we got a decent amount of women now that kind of like, you know, follow the brand and kind of try to get some collective ideas on what we might want to lean towards, right? Because next thing you know, I'm coming out with something that's like all dusty that y'all don't wear no more and don't like, you know, and like, oh, I got this great idea, and it's like, Chris, it smells like lotion. Like, what is this? You know, like, I thought it would be a great idea. You know, so
I have a question, Christian. So what you probably would know, I've been thinking you may have looked at it, but getting your fragrance in an aerosol can.
So I'm saying that because, you know, you get into, like she was saying, you get into a room, you go into a bathroom, something stinks, and you got a quick smell of spray, and you're now I can breathe. So there's a couple things we're working on, right? And I can't like jump too much into certain things, but like, yeah, I mean, there's good ideas there, right? You know, keep your hand down over there, you. All right. You know exactly why I'm saying so too. So keep your stinking hand down over there.
You can even. I was just gonna say, back to household use. I found like when they kind of wear out in your car, you throw them in the bottom of a trash can under the bag. And the trash smells great all the time.
Yeah.
Like, so one thing I will say, guys, the trash can, they work great. The bars work great in the can. If you guys want to be blown away by effectiveness of getting rid of odors in the trash can, if you guys get the granules that we have on the site, the little bags or sachets, I'm telling you, they are ridiculous. Now, this is something I'm cooking right now, which whatever, it's no big deal. I can kind of say to you guys, this is one of our sachets, right? This is like the granules.
Okay.
Now, this is big. I'm running a field test on this bad boy right now. This is not the size of the normal ones. The smalls are about that big. The larges are about that big. This is like a double XL. But long story short, one of these things, and not this size, but the smaller ones, I just don't have one close to me. They work so well inside of a trash can. Chris, you'll probably get this. Some of you guys who cook, I don't know how much you guys are kind of in the cooking game, but you're cooking for 4 kids, so I know your ass is constantly in the kitchen trying to prepare meals or whatever. When you take chicken or meat or something like that out of the package, right, and you have that styrofoam blood bag and all that stuff or whatever, you throw that in the trash can, like you got to take that trash out like relatively soon, right?
Yeah.
If you drop one of the granule bags in the bottom of your trash can, and between that and the baggie, you literally could let that chicken bag sit in your trash can for 2-3 days and you won't even smell it.
Wow.
You won't smell it at all. So much so that like you could have the smelliest feet in the world that you know of because somebody in my family does. And you could put the granules inside your sneakers, and literally after the first day I went like having them in your sneakers, taking them out during the day when you put your shoes on, and then putting them back in that second night. The third night you'll take your shoes off and your feet won't smell, let alone your shoes won't smell at all.
Oh my God.
At all. So yeah, as far as like, that's like a neutral thing though, right? There's no scent associated to it. It's very similar to spraying the minis where like you kind of get that swimming pool smell for a quick second and then it's gone.
Yeah.
But the granules, the way they work is these release themselves. They activate through the air. The moisture in the air actually activates the chlorine dioxide that's inside on these granules. And that's what kind of gives you the passive neutralization of odors. I wouldn't say they work as well in cars because the space is so much bigger, right?
Yeah.
But like the small ones are really great for like small gym bags, smelly trash cans, things like that, or whatever. The larger ones you could put into like litter box areas and pet areas and things like that, or whatever, or bigger trash cans, or diaper pails is another huge one that we're trying to eventually get into the market with because obviously diaper pails smell terrible. This helps a lot, right?
Yeah.
But again, we're trying to like stay within the auto space for now, and then we'll start leaning into all these other lanes, right? Like I'm at the point now where like every time you guys see me, my freaking gray on my beard is getting wider and wider. I don't know if you guys notice that or not, but every time I do a pod from now on, I should be like, all right, take a pic, right? And then like to the next pod, it's like, oh, have you guys ever seen when like Obama first took office? He was like all like his hair was normal, one color, whatever. And by the time he left office, he's like straight grayed out. Like that's how I feel like's happening with me. Like every year I'm in the game, I'm like bing, 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 bing. I mean, dude, I'm like noticing like grays popping up in my eyebrows and shit. And like I'm like, yo, is that supposed to happen? I don't understand. Like
It's called looking distinguished. Christian.
Yes.
Well, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. I'll take that for what it is.
Oh,
you guys probably wouldn't. I mean, when I first started BioBombs, this was just a tiny strip of gray that went straight down. It was like a skunk streak. And like over the past couple of years, it's just been like
it just keeps growing.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's too funny.
I had a blast with you guys tonight, man. It's been
we
a
really appreciate
true
it.
blast.
Such an honor. Nacho and sorry, I'm gonna get your wife's first name so I can call her by instead of Nacho's wife.
It's Julie.
Julie. All right. Julie, thank you for coming on.
She's head Nacho.
Yeah, she's the boss of Nacho. So I'll say Nacho's boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Julie, I appreciate you allowing Nacho to come on and you being on and contributing too, because it was really an honor to meet you and be able to have you on too. We look forward to having Nacho on too. We want to get Nacho on and talk about Nacho because Nacho's got some great stories. And Nacho, we'll get into it in the story, but Nacho and I have got some home stomping grounds that are very similar. We'll talk about. We are from the same stomping hood, so which is really cool. So, which is awesome when we kind of reminisce about the crazy times, and it's fun to kind of talk about those places. So, but Nacho, thank you very, very much for coming on, taking some of your Saturday and spending time with us. We really do appreciate it. You do incredible work. I love watching your content. Your work is outstanding. You do amazing job, and I want you to know that. And people recognize that, and people say it, and I hear people talk about it. So continue to do what you do, because Nacho, you are the man. So
thank you, bro.
Continue to be the man and do what you're doing. Christian, I'll let these guys talk, but dude, words can't speak about how I respect you and what you do, the respect that you've had for me, the opportunity and the time that you give for me. I pick up the phone, I call you, I text you, you respond to me right away. You've been nothing but a scholar, an honor, respectful. You really represent yourself on a very, very high level. And I can't tell you enough. I look forward to continue to grow that relationship. I look forward to meeting you in person when we go to Florida. Man. That's going to be a blast. So continue doing what you're doing. You know that you have our support. You have my support. Anything you need, I'm in your game, brother. So I'm here to help you with anything I can do to help with you as well. So I'll let Christy and Tyler talk, and then we'll have closing, and then we'll jam out. Christy, I'll leave you with some comments.
I was just going to say.
Go ahead, Tyler.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, it's breaking up over here. I've heard a lot of good things about you, obviously, from Matt, and I know your product really well. So it was an honor and pleasure to be here and chat with you and get to finally meet you in person. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, I appreciate it as well, man. Look forward to connecting with you more, man. We got to get on a call and just kind of shoot the shit a little bit more, get a chance to dig a little deeper,
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
I think you too. I think Kimberly just said real recognizes real, and you are definitely as real as they come. And I think, again, that's so much appreciated and respected by everybody, including me. It's a good feeling, when you get around people that you can be real with and that you could be a human with and that have the same, good intentions as you do. It's rare, but in this community, it seems to be a thing. And I just appreciate everybody that continues to support, that kind of friendship and relationship. So thank you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Kim, I appreciate the love. Thank you very much for saying that. Obviously, Chris, I appreciate you. You're my buddy, man. I always enjoy talking and texting with you or whatever. So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really cool to see you guys continue to grow this thing. Congratulations, obviously, on kind of the rebuild and the rebrand. And listen, if you guys are cool, I'll pop in here and there, whatever, just say what's up. We got some promo stuff going, some things we want to do, some giveaways, whatever. You guys need support from us, we got you.
We appreciate
we'll do some collective stuff together, man. We'll try to do some giveaways and some support stuff for you guys and try to help you out any way we can. So,
Perfect.
Nacho, also nice to meet you too. You and your wife, I forgot to mention you as well. Seen you online.
It's nice meeting everybody.
Never met you, but I've seen your stuff online. So
yeah.
So one thing
that's not just always posted or without not telling her all the time.
Well, I'm always trying to take credit. I ain't gonna lie. I'll try to take credit.
He does. I do all the garden work, all of it. That's me. and you would think,
When does he have time? When does he have time to do any guardian?
Exactly.
I get picked on at work because I'm in there. I'm like, he acts like he does something, and she's like, "But Julie, he did the video." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's all he did. Like,
Oh my God.
that's it."
Listen, I can speak. I know how hard content creation is. That ain't easy.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, but you know what? If somebody,
I'll
would
take
show
him.
me how
I'll
to
take him.
make
Notch,
it,
come
I'll
stay
do
with
it.
me. I'm sending you a ticket.
I
Come stay with me.
promise.
You do some content for me. I promise. I'll
I
never
need a
complain. I
vacation.
promise.
I need a vacation. Please
Jacob,
take him.
it's like,
I'll cook for you, Notch. We'll have steaks and burgers and dogs, whatever. We'll live a good life, you know, cigars on the porch.
Come on down here, Chris. Get him. Let him fly up there with you for a week because he's afraid to fly. Like he's never flown.
We'll drive. We'll drive. We'll drive.
Like,
I can drive. Yeah.
take him, please.
Yo,
I
listen.
love it.
I'm just saying real fast again, you two need your own pod. Either a live stream or something. Y'all need a live stream.
I
For
think
sure.
it's great. One last thing before we let everyone go. I always would like and kind of carry on is, and I'll let Nacho and them share whatever, but Christian, if you could share one token of advice or one thing to take away that people can go and implement in their life today, maybe detail or their personal life that you feel they can take and prosper with or implement or share with others.
I'm trying to think of really which one I want to go with. I'm a really big fan of. I think the most important thing that I want to say, at least with this pod, and there's many of them, but I think you need to contemplate the price you pay for inaction.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right?
Yep.
Like not doing something that you want to do and not doing it. I think you really need to think about that more than probably most people want to, right? Like you don't want to regret things. So try shit. Do new things, try new food, you know, apologize when you don't usually apologize, you know, take a walk, move a muscle, change a thought. You know, I think we all know kind of in our mind the things that we want to do, and we just don't want to look there and get the answers to kind of move through that stuff. So I think that that's kind of the one thing that I would like to say, like contemplate the price you pay for inaction.
I think it's great. Very well said. Very said.
And mine will be just never stop living, guys.
yeah.
And girls, never stop living. You know, there's more out there than the world's a big place.
Yeah.
There's lots to do. Never stop living, never stop dreaming, always reach for it. You know what I mean?
Don't look down, baby.
Don't ever, yeah.
Very well
That's all
said.
I got, man.
Very, very well said. Guys, again, I speak for myself, but I'm sure for Christy and Tyler as well. It's been an absolute honor. Thank you for the time you spent with us. We look forward to having both of you back. And Nacho and Christian, thank you for what you do.
Sure.
Continue to be who you are because you guys are making major changes and touches to the detail community. And we see it, and we see it every day. And we appreciate all the effort that you guys put in. Guys, as we end, thank you very much. Definitely go and follow and on social media. You got Nacho Man Detailing that you can follow on Instagram. He's on Facebook. I think he's on TikTok, YouTube, BioBombs, same, all the platforms. You need to go follow them. Amazing gentlemen and young women that are doing great things. So go follow them, and we look forward to speaking and getting together again soon. Guys, as always, happy detailing, and from the almighty BioBombs, stay fresh.
Yes.
See y'all.
Stay fresh, y'all. Peace.
Have a good one.